Excellent. You miserable idiots!
Yo, Goku Black, how you doing?
At long last.
Long time.
To fulfill my
I'm good.
true
First match
purpose has come.
of the night. Just setting up the stream. What's up with you?
Can you hear me? Flying Nimbus! Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Forgot we're facing a baby for a second.
Flying Nimbus!
You live? Oh.
You found a power key. Go slot it. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
I change my clothes every so often. And I got Flying Nimbus a long time ago.
Flying Nimbus! Great! You know what to do with that key. This is bad! Somebody's down! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Welcome. Thank you.
This guy's still a baby.
Flying Nimbus!
I jinxed it.
I'm putting you out of your misery right now! Ally down!
Yeah, it really is.
Rescue them. Watch out for
And
enemies.
it only takes 20 seconds to get back.
Idea?
It was pretty good.
Welcome.
Have to find 2 more power keys.
Get off! Stay calm. Stay calm.
Right now, just I like playing this game right now, but I'm gonna play Dragon Ball Z Kakarot soon. I also have Mario Kart for Nintendo Switch too. I had the new Mario Kart. I played it a few times. I have Grounded for Xbox. I have a Quest 3. So I have some VR games, but I don't really play that. It gives me sick.
Oh man. Holy hell.
Guys just camping this area.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
You gotta fight eventually. Yo, Small Gaming, what's up? Right now we're playing Dragon Ball The Breakers.
Oh man.
In case anyone is wondering. Right now I'm hiding from the raider.
Flying Nimbus! Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Come on.
Get off! Holy hell! Ally down! If you intend to rescue them,
Don't worry.
I try to help my teammate.
Pain stop.
Looks like didn't make it.
Before you
Jordan,
die,
what's up?
allow me to show you what a fully evolved Tuffle is truly capable of.
Yo, Jordan, what's up? Hey, help me out. To leave me.
I owe you one. Holy hell. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
I missed with my shoe. I lost my flying Nimbus. Can't save that person.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
We try to climb this big ass mountain. How's your games going?
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a
What
little
rank
more
are
to
you?
go, then you're done.
Welcome. Thank you. Close.
I don't have my flying Nimbus no more. I lost the ability. The guy's running so slow.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? I've included some ultra-defined water with the supplies. It should purify any abnormalities in the body. The startup system is under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Close.
You got all 7 Dragon Balls if you can get that. If you can get those.
We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. You've got all 7 Dragon Balls. Summon Shenron at the altar.
Alright, right now I'm just buying some time. The guys have the Dragon Balls, so I'm gonna wait for him to summon. I'm not gonna rush in.
Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Extreme caution. Come on, summon.
Baby, my lord, accept this and rise again.
Pick her up. Man, I keep forgetting about this guy's big form. Yeah, we're fucked.
Holy hell.
Now, state your wish. I shall consider it done.
Oh man, you D-ranked too much. You lost too many games.
Stay calm. Stay calm. The startup system destroyed. The time machine's almost cracked. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
Bro, what the fuck just happened?
Oh man. No. Bastard.
We got cooked, man. Literally. This person got us too.
I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there. The escape
Right
time
now I'm
machine
playing
is
Dragon
back.
Ball The Breakers
Whenever you have a beacon, you
on
can call it
PS5.
again.
But you can get the game on all systems. We're gonna watch manga, the entire story of Dragon Ball Daima.
Dragon Ball Daima takes place 1 year after the events of the
next match
Majin Buu saga and before the events of Dragon Ball Super. Within the Demon Realm, 2 mysterious figures utilize a magical mirror, the shorter of the 2 expressing frustration at Babidi for manipulating their king Deborah. The other figure is astonished that the Supreme Demon King could succumb to Babidi's magic, and together they observe the unfolding events that ultimately led to Deborah's reveal among the Z Fighters. The shorter individual, known as Goma, identifies Shin, the Supreme Kai, and promptly informs Degesu, who's revealed to be Shin's younger brother. Degesu scoffs at the presence of his older brother, questioning whether he's been assisting mortals. Intrigued, Goma uses the magical mirror to observe the events of the Buu saga, beginning with Majin Vegeta's actions at the World Tournament. Witnessing the Saiyan kill hundreds of people, Goma is astonished to see such powerful beings existing in the outside world. Degesu speculates whether the warriors they're observing are Majin, but upon seeing Goku and Vegeta's battle, Goma concludes they can't be, as their ears are round rather than pointy. This confuses the two strangers, as Goku and Vegeta's fighting styles are unlike anything they've ever encountered. Skipping forward to Majin Buu's revival, Goma is in disbelief over the creature's return, though he's even more shocked by Deborah's death at Buu's hands, a revelation that also stuns Degesu. However, the latter finds satisfaction in the fact that Goma will now ascend as the king of the demon realm. Goma, on the other hand, views this as no cause for celebration, pointing out that it's only a matter of time before Majin Buu comes after them. The two continue to observe the battles involving Buu, including the events following Vegeta's death, eventually watching the summoning of Shenron through the Earth's Dragon Balls. Initially confused by the smaller size and different count of the Dragon Balls, Goma and Degesu deduce that Earth's Eternal Dragon is distinct from Porunga on Namek. They soon learn that Shenron can grant 3 wishes and express satisfaction over Babidi's apparent demise at Majin Buu's hands. As they fast forward further through the timeline, Goma and Degesu come across 2 Namekians, Piccolo and Dende, on Earth, while also noting Majin Buu's transformation in appearance. They observe Buu's battles against Gotenks and Gohan, once again marveling at the incredible strength of these beings from the outside world. The battles they've witnessed pale in comparison to the sight of Goku's Spirit Bomb, which the Saiyan uses to utterly destroy Majin Buu, an entity that Goma and Degesu had deemed nearly impossible to defeat. Degesu marvels at the turn of events, noting that all those who might oppose Goma are now eliminated, thereby solidifying Goma's position as the king of the demon realm in both name and reality. As Goma revels in his newfound status, another figure enters the room, Degesu's sister, referred to as Dr. Arinsu. She congratulates Goma on his ascension to the title of Supreme Demon King, but also stirs his anxiety by speculating about what could happen in the demon realm and to Goma himself if those who defeated Majin Buu were to invade. Degesu dismisses her concerns, assuring Goma there's little reason for worry. However, after Arinsu departs, Goma confides in Degesu, voicing his lingering apprehensions. He soon proposes a plan to use the Dragon Balls on Earth to their advantage, as the Dragon Balls in the demon realm are guarded by an entity known as the Tamagami, and are far too difficult to acquire. Degesu questions what Goma intends to wish for, pointing out that Earth's Dragon Balls are unlikely to be powerful enough to kill those involved in Majin Buu's defeat. In response, Goma reveals his plan to use the first wish to turn them into children, significantly weakening them and removing their threat. For the second wish, he decides to seek the evil third eye, a legendary and powerful artifact that, when placed on the forehead, grants its user absolute power. The item was believed to have been lost during the reign of King Abura, Deborah's father. As Goma and Degesu set off to put their plans into action, they remain oblivious to the fact that another demon lurking nearby has overheard their entire conversation. Outside the Demon King Palace, Goma and Degesu impatiently wait for Neva, an elderly Namekian whose extensive knowledge of the Dragon Balls makes him essential to their plans. Once Neva arrives, the trio boards a Demon Realm plane and approaches a creature called Sir Warp. After providing the correct PIN number, Sir Warp allows them to travel to a relay point en route to the outside world. At this relay point, they meet another, smaller Sir Warp who facilitates their journey to Earth in Universe 7. During this, they discover that Dr. Arinsu had previously visited the same location for reasons yet unexplained. Meanwhile, at Capsule Corporation, Goku and the others celebrate Trunks' birthday and the revival of Earth following Majin Buu's defeat. Trunks proudly announces to Krillin that he just turned 9, prompting Krillin to tease him about his height. Trunks, in turn, points out that Krillin is just as short as him. Goku interjects, explaining that Saiyans experience a growth spurt around the age of 15, before taking the opportunity to tease Vegeta about his height. During the celebration, Goku notices Shin and Kibito and is surprised that they're no longer fused as Kibito Kai. Goku expresses confusion, believing that the Potara earrings were permanent. Shin and Kibito clarify that their separation occurred after Goku and Vegeta unfused from Vegito inside Majin Buu, as Buu's internal environment environment contains a special gas capable of nullifying the Potara's effects. They also mention convincing Boo to absorb and release them, which facilitated their diffusion. Shin then questions where Gohan is, to which Goku explains that Gohan has been distant, focusing on his studies during this peaceful time on Earth. After the group eats, Goku invites Vegeta to train with him to burn off the meal, an offer Vegeta eagerly accepts. The two take to the skies and engage in a fierce sparring match, landing blows on each other until Vegeta blasts Goku away. Determined to push his limits, Vegeta powers up and unleashes his Gallic Gun, which Goku counters with a Kamehameha. Though Vegeta's blast is overtaken, Goku surprises him with an unexpected attack. Observing this battle from the lookout, Mr. Popo and Dende choose not to join their friends at the celebration, opting to remain watchful instead. Suddenly, the Demon Realm spaceship arrives. As its inhabitants step out, Neva is stunned to see Dende, a fellow Namekian, alive after thousands of years. Dende, taken aback, questions the identities of the trio. They promptly introduce themselves as visitors of the Demon Realm and inform Dende of his ancestral ties to it, pointing out that both he and Mr. Popo share the characteristic pointy ears of demons. Goma interrupts to demand the immediate surrender of the Dragon Balls. When Dende refuses, Goma instructs Neva to act. Goma reveals that Neva is not only the creator of the Dragon Balls in the Demon Realm,
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Last match we took too long. Oh, I'm hearing footsteps. I think he's coming this way.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
He comes this way, I just fly off. Hey man, we're playing Dragon Ball The Breakers right now. How you doing?
Flying Nimbus!
Nope. Almost got me. Almost got me.
That's a new power key. Place it now. Great! You know what to do with that key.
I think he might be over there.
I'll get you out of your misery right now!
Oh, pick up the ball. I leave it for him. Got cooked.
Logan, what's up? Right now we're playing Dragon Ball The Breakers.
Use it quick.
Just got my ass whooped.
I owe you one. The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now. Flying Nimbus! Flying Nimbus!
How am I? 5'11". Not 6 feet.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Fucking low.
Welcome. Thank you. Close.
I already got killed once, so I gotta play smart right now. No one's gonna save these guys?
Down! Flying Nimbus! Tend to rescue them. Watch out for enemies.
Before you die, allow me to show you what a fully evolved
I'm gonna try to save this guy then. I'm
truly
gonna go in.
capable of.
Sacrifice.
Yeah, I'm gonna be playing Dragon Ball Z Kakarot soon.
I have it for PS5.
I've included some ultra-defined water
Oh,
with the supplies.
no.
What's the big idea? Any abnormalities in the body. An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits.
Match is not looking good,
Before
guys.
rushing in. This is bad. Somebody's down.
Stay calm, breathe. Stay
Exercise
calm.
extreme caution if you're going to help them.
I'm going in. Or not! Fuck, you got me.
Now then, today is day.
Trying to get a little bit closer. But everyone's dead.
I need your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Pretty sure that's Max. Just one more person, or two more people left.
Stay calm. Stay calm. Ah! You bastard! Somebody down! Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
That's good. The story gets better. Make sure you get the DLC. Right now, I think I am future
Baby, my
Trunks
Accept this and
DLC.
rise again.
I think I just finished fighting the androids as Gohan. I don't know if there's anything else after that. But then I gotta get what I need to get: the Super Saiyan God DLC, the tournament, the old school tournament DLC, and a Daima DLC. So I need to get a few more DLCs myself.
Yeah, we gotta cook that game.
but also the creator of the terrifying Tamagami that guard them. Using his abilities, Neva summons all the Earth's Dragon Balls to the
I haven't played the other 4 DLCs, I only played the first one.
one.
So the first one that I've played so far was the
When Dende
Future
attempts to
Trunks arc.
stop Degetsu from summoning
With,
Shenron,
Gohan,
he's easily
I was just fighting the
incapacitated.
androids.
Shenron is summoned, leaving Goku and the others shocked below. At the same time, Shin senses an unusual presence on Earth and alerts Kibito, recognizing it as something familiar. Goma commands Shenron to grant his wish, to transform all those who fought Majin Buu and their allies into children, and any existing children into babies. Shenron grants the wish, causing those at Capsule Corporation, along with Goku and Vegeta fighting in the skies above,
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna stream that
experience
game soon.
dramatic changes to their
We're gonna
bodies
start
as
from
they regress
fresh.
in age.
So I'm gonna create a new
After
game.
making his wish, Goma is
stream it
surprised to
pro.
learn that he can't make 2 additional wishes.
Or until I beat it.
When he questions Shenron, the dragon explains that first-time users are only granted 1 wish, with multiple wishes reserved for regulars. With that, Shenron departs, and the Dragon Balls scatter across Earth once again. Meanwhile, at Capsule Corp, the now much smaller Goku and Vegeta fall from the sky, nearly colliding with Krillin. As the initial shock of their transformation sets in, the scene transitions to the Lookout, where an irritated Goma vents his frustration, lamenting that if he had only known about the restriction, he would have wished for the evil third eye instead. He questions Neva on if the Demon Realm Dragon Balls can be gathered in the same manner as Earth's, but Neva explains that he can't repeat the summoning process. Shifting focus, Goma approaches the childlike Dende and Mr. Popo, deciding to abduct Dende to prevent the Earth's Dragon Balls from being used again. The Demon Realm trio then depart in their spaceship to return home. Back at Capsule Corporation, Goten and Trunks have been transformed into babies, and the group begins adjusting to their altered appearances. Vegeta questions what happened, and Piccolo deduces that it must be connected to the Dragon Balls. Shin then informs Goku of the sinister presence he sensed at the Lookout. Goku attempts to fly there, but quickly loses control and falls. A young Master Roshi points out that Goku's new body requires time to adjust to its balance, and Kibito uses Kai to teleport himself, Shin, Goku, and Piccolo to the Lookout. Upon arrival, Mr. Popo informs the group that Dende has been kidnapped by pointy-eared individuals from the Demon Realm, including one named Degetsu, who Shin identifies as his younger brother. The mention of
Yeah, you
Neva
gotta get
sparks
some
recognition in
food
Piccolo,
and
who
the sensu
recalls him
beans.
as the legendary Namekian who remained in the Demon Realm to
Make
protect
sure you
his
have
Dragon
some
Balls
good
long
items.
ago.
Some
After
healing
Mr.
items.
Popo explains Goma's wish, Goku resolves to rescue Dende immediately. However, Shin points
Make
out
sure
that
to use the
teleporting
skill
to the
tree to
Demon
upgrade
Realm is
your
impossible, and orders Kibito
skills
to
and stuff.
retrieve their spaceship from the sacred world of the Kai. Kibito returns with the ship, but Shin discovers it's non-functional due to years of neglect. Goku suggests asking Bulma to repair it, and due to his struggle with flight, nearly plummets again on his way off the Lookout. Piccolo chastises him, only to crash into a tree himself during his attempt to fly. As the two practice regaining their flight skills, Kibito transports Bulma and Vegeta to the Lookout. Bulma examines the ship and notes its external damage, caused by Goku and Vegeta's battle with Majin Buu in the sacred world of the Kai. After After inspecting the interior, she estimates it'll take about 10 days to repair. Goku questions whether they can afford to wait, but the Supreme Kai reassures him, noting that Goma and his allies abducted Dende alive, indicating they have plans for him. 2 days later, as Bulma works on the ship, Goku continues training to adapt to his new body, gradually regaining his ability to fly, but struggling with his shorter combat range. He comes up with an idea and takes off, as Shin and Kibito explain to Vegeta the workings of the Demon Realm. Long ago, its inhabitants, the Majin, or Demon People, were freely able to leave their world for the outside world. However, as time passed, it later became forbidden, and now special permission must be granted in order to arrive and depart from there. Meanwhile, Goku heads to Korin Tower to ask Korin about the location of the power pole. Korin directs him to Master Roshi, who's been using the legendary weapon as a clothing line. Returning to the lookout at night, Goku presents the power pole to everyone and demonstrates its strength, rekindling memories of his youth. Settling into a feast with everyone, Goku questions Piccolo if he remembers the Demon Realm, but Piccolo explains that he wasn't alive during that era and only heard stories. He notes, however, that the Namekians area in the Demon Realm was supposedly pleasant. When Bulma inquires why they left, Piccolo explains that Namekians dislike being ruled. Suddenly, an unfamiliar plane appears in the sky, startling the group. Upon landing at the lookout, a pale, blue demon steps out, identifying himself as Glorio. Shin recognizes him as being from the Demon Realm, and Glorio turns his attention to Goku. He requests Goku's help in defeating King Goma, shocking everyone. Goku questions who Goma is, and Glorio explains that he's an evil Majin who ascended to the throne after Dabura's death. Shin cautions Goku and the others, warning that Goma shouldn't be underestimated. This prompts Goku to agree and tag along, wanting also to save Dende. However, Shin questions how Glorio knew about Goku in the first place. Glorio reveals he was sent by the king of the third demon world, who had watched Goku's battle with Majin Buu through a magic monitor. Although Glorio doesn't serve the third demon world's king, he accepted the request to come to Earth in secret. In response, Shin decides to join the mission due to his brother's involvement and his own knowledge of the demon realm. Before departing, Bulma examines Glorio's plane in order to expedite repairs on the other ship. At the same time, Shin warns Goku not to trust Glorio completely, given his apparent knowledge of their childlike transformations. Upon finishing her inspection, Bulma now has a better understanding of the ship's mechanics, confident that she can complete her repairs sooner than expected. Vegeta also decides to tag along with Goku and the others, but is unable to due to Glorio's plane being limited in capacity. Shin, however, reminds him that he can join them once Bulma finishes her repairs. With that, Glorio, Goku, and Shin board the plane and take off to begin their journey into the Demon Realm. Glorio's plane hurtles through the skies at breakneck speed, leaving Earth far behind in an instant. Shin explains the Demon Realm planes operate using magical energy, making them incredibly fast. Confirming their destination, Shin verifies with Glorio that they're headed to Sur Warp, a transit point linking the Demon Realm to the outside world. Glorio mentions that the nearest Sur Warp to Earth is located in the Raka system near planet Batapi. As they travel, Shin reviews their mission with Glorio. He was dispatched by the king of the third demon world to defeat King Goma. Glorio describes Goma as small, cunning, and immensely powerful in magic, but assures Goku that defeating Majin Buu proves he can handle Goma. Goku enthusiastically agrees, eager to save Dende and get everything back to normal. They soon arrive at planet Batapi, where Shin requests a brief pause to relay their location to Kibito. After concentrating for a moment, the group resume their journey. In the distance, Goku spots Sur Warp and excitedly remarks that it resembles a giant goldfish. Sur Warp, unimpressed, takes offense, but Goku can't shake the comparison. Shin nervously tries to hush Goku, worried that offending Sur Warp might jeopardize their passage. Despite his efforts, Goku continues speculating, wondering aloud if Sur Warp might be more of a pop-eyed goldfish. As Sur Warp demands their identification, Shin physically restrains Goku as Glorio formally introduces them, claiming that all three are from the Demon Realm. Sur Warp demands proof by inspecting their ears. While Shin's appears normal, Goku's appears human until some magic from Shin subtly alters them. Satisfied, Sur Warp requests the necessary pin to proceed. Glorio explains that Sur Warp now requires applications and pins for access, which surprises Shin as this wasn't always the case. Glorio provides the code, and the group pass through Sir Warp's mouth. Shin realizes he forgot to share the pin with Kibito, but has no time to dwell as everyone is rapidly whisked to the next transit point. A bit disoriented, Goku and Shin ask if they've reached the demon realm yet. Glorio, however, clarifies that they're still in the transitional zone. The demon realm is divided into 3 worlds, each with its own entry point. Since their clearance is only for the 3rd hatch, they proceed, despite it being the farthest from Goma. Small Sir Warp appears to confirm their destination and ushers them through the 3rd hatch. Violently tumbling through space once more, they finally arrive in the 3rd demon world. The realm is an otherworldly expanse of floating rock islands, sparse shrubbery, flying dragons, and erupting volcanoes, all of which surprise Goku, who finds it amazing. As they survey the landscape, Shin frets about the forgotten pin, but Goku optimistically assures him that it'll work out. Below, Goku spots a giant tunnel, which Shin identifies as the remnants of an ancient transportation system between realms,
pretty cool.
now sealed off by a shield of light, leaving Sir Warp as the sole method of travel. Shin also questions how Glorio, supposedly from the 3rd demon world, has access to Sir Warp, given the only ones who can use it are members from the 1st and 2nd demon world. Glorio evasively replies that he works in the 1st demon world, but avoids elaborating. As they fly on, Goku notices a deteriorating statue of Deborah, the previous Demon King, and comments on the slightly strange but surprisingly Earth-like sky. He also notes that he thought the demon realm would be more creepy, and Shin explains that the 3rd demon world features unique ecology, such as different plants, animals, and floating land masses. When Goku insists on stepping out, Glorio lands the plane. Goku immediately complains about the foul-smelling, stuffy air, which Glorio attributes to volcanic gases that make the atmosphere heavy. Goku bounds ahead, marveling at the sights. Meanwhile, Shin reflects on this being his first visit to the 3rd demon world. Glorio recognizes Shin as a Glend from the 2nd demon world, and notes that such a sophisticated kind likely never visited this harsher terrain. As Goku playfully interacts with a rodent, he nearly tumbles off a cliff, prompting Glorio to warn that falling into the sea of darkness below would instantly kill him. Suddenly, armed demons watching the group from a distance launch a flurry of arrows from the cliffs above. Goku nimbly dodges the attack, while Glorio evades projectiles and counters with his gun, forcing the bandits to retreat. With a long journey still ahead, the group heads to a nearby town to rest. At the hotel, the owner demands an exorbitant 30,000 Dokuro per room. Glorio, irritated, flashes his weapon, and the price drops to 5,000. Securing keys, Glorio promises to fetch Goku and Shin in the morning. Hungry, Goku suggests heading to the bar across the street for hamburgers. At the bar, the trio draws unwelcome attention. Glorio orders drinks and food while Goku enjoys his meal, jokingly wondering about its ingredients. Glorio, however, tells him not to ask. Suddenly, trouble brews when a green demon notices Goku's unpointed ears, sparking an argument. Other demons circle around Goku and the others, and as tensions escalate, Glorio disables 2 of them with a tossed drink and quick moves, surprising Shin. Goku joins the fray, effortlessly fending off an attacker with plates in hand and a hamburger in his mouth. Between bites, he adjusts to the heavy air and fights on, taking everyone down one by one. Still hungry afterward, he orders another burger. That night, as the group rests, the vengeful demons plot retaliation. The next morning, Glorio gathers the group, only to discover his plane missing with a threatening note pinned to a hatchet. Without their ship, the group have no choice but to travel on foot. Shin worries about how they'll return to Earth, but Glorio assures him he'll figure something out. Goku suggests they could simply fly the rest of the way, but Glorio explains that the dense, heavy air makes prolonged flight exhausting. Goku gives it a try and immediately agrees. Shin warns that draining their energy too soon would be reckless, so walking is their best option for now. Their journey soon leads them to a dead end, a massive cavern stretching over the ominous Sea of Darkness. Flying across seems like the only option, but before they can get far, a monstrous winged worm bursts out at them, nearly eating Goku. Shin critiques Goku's sluggish reactions, and as Goku explains he isn't used to the air yet, Glorio takes charge. He expertly dodges searing fire blasts, lands a punch square to the beast's face, and follows up with a series of evasive maneuvers and a powerful spinning kick. With that, the monster recoils and disappears back into the depths. Impressed, Goku remarks that Glorio might even be stronger than Shin, though Shin himself remains unconvinced. As they continue their journey, Goku starts to feel
Appreciate the
hungry,
compliment,
but still
homie.
manages to sense an ambush before anyone else does. A towering troll attacks from the shadows, but
Appreciate the
Goku
compliment.
swiftly takes it down. Glorio, baffled, questions how Goku detected it before they even saw it. Goku explains that it was the troll's ki, but Glorio was unfamiliar with the term. Shin steps in, clarifying that Goku can sense a being's energy without even seeing them. Eventually, the group stumbles upon a peculiar tea kettle-shaped building, a rest stop where they can finally get some food. The rest stop lady serves them a skewer of grilled lizard, which Goku happily devours. She also brings out a peculiar drink, an herb-infused juice mixed with honey, though it unsettlingly appears to have tiny eyeballs floating in it. Goku finds it bitter, but the lady insists it's extremely healthy and that the taste grows on you over time. Shin refocuses the conversation on transportation, reminding
nighttime, it's
Glorio
pretty,
that he mentioned
hard to find
finding
games.
another vehicle. In response,
Still in a lobby,
Glorio approaches
6 out of
the
8
counter
players.
and inquires about their options. The woman
Wait time
calls
is
for her
for me
husband,
usually
who
5 to
appears
10
be
minutes.
hard of
Find a
hearing.
match.
When she loudly announces their request,
So that's
the
why
old
we're
man offers
watching
to
the
sell them a
manga.
sky seed for 8,000 dokuro. Glorio questions how far the seed can take them, and the man estimates about 120 kilometers for their group. Unimpressed with the price, Glorio pretends to walk away to search elsewhere. Instantly, the old man rushes forward, dramatically slashing the price to 5,000 dokuro, revealing that he could hear just fine all along. Meanwhile, Goku and Shin explore the rest stop's merchandise and come across a selection of candies with dead bugs embedded inside. The rest stop lady explains that these are medibugs, special insects with unique effects. The one Goku is holding is a revive bug, which replenishes energy, much like sensu beans, though she has no idea what those are. Other bugs have different properties. Achichi bugs soothe burns, Zutsu bugs relieve headaches, Butte bugs enhance skin, and the join bugs temporarily merges two people for enhanced strength, similar to fusion. Excited, Goku calls out to
Never got to
Glorio,
see,
butchering his name, eager
Vegeta
to
or
buy some.
Gogeta in this.
Glorio agrees, and the rest stop lady notes it's been so
But if they
long
merged, they
since
probably would've
anyone bought
created a new
souvenirs. Outside, Goku happily examines his new items, once again thanking Glorio, but butchers his name again. The rest stop gent leads them to the Sky Seed boarding area, where he launches into an elaborate routine, enthusiastically welcoming them as his wife rolls out the Sky Seed. The peculiar transport resembles a Q-tip, which Glorio identifies as the seed of a great fiend flower. Shin, unimpressed, notes it looks nothing like he expected. After confirming their intended direction, the woman preps the seed for launch. The group is instructed to hop on, hold tight, and keep their heads low. The old man dramatically counts down, removes the tail, and they blast off. As the Sky Seed rockets forward, Shin questions how
a lot of
Glorio
people are
is
playing that
steering.
game right now.
To everyone's horror, he isn't. It's just flying on its own. Realizing they have no control
Is
in
it
a
your,
rapidly
main game right
losing
now?
altitude, the group braces themselves. As they start plummeting toward the sea of darkness, they have no
Breaker's
choice
might
but
be
to
dead
jump
for real.
before it crashes. Despite the chaos, they've made significant progress, but they still have a half-day's journey ahead to reach the castle. Goku suggests flying the rest of the way and eating a revive bug if they run out of energy, but neither Shin nor Glorio is a fan of the idea. As they continue on foot, Goku recalls something Piccolo mentioned about the Dragon Balls existing in the Demon Realm. Glorio confirms not only their existence, but also claims that these might actually be the original
Not a
Dragon
match.
Balls. Goku immediately wants to find them, but Glorio explains that their locations are no mystery. Each of the 3 worlds in the Demon Realm contains one Dragon Ball, each guarded by a Tamagami, powerful beings who must be defeated to claim them. This information piques Goku's interest. Shin then does some quick calculations. If there are only 3 Dragon Balls here, that just means 3 battles are needed for a wish to be granted. Goku is intrigued by the difference from the standard 7-ball
Yeah, that's
system and becomes even more eager to collect them. However, Glorio notes that, as far as he knows, no one has ever successfully gathered all 3 and made a wish. That only excites Goku more. Shin, however, reminds him that rescuing Dende
Yeah, we're
is still their
playing,
top priority. Goku wonders if they might encounter one of the Tamagami on the way,
don't
but
want space if
Glorio
you wanna
informs
give
him
out
that the
your
Dragon Balls are in the opposite direction from Sir Warp. Thinking it over, Goku suggests they make a wish along the way to restore their adult bodies, which even Glorio admits might be a worthwhile detour. But what if Dende is already dead, or they can't find him? If they collect the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls, they could wish for his safety and then return to normal with Earth's Dragon Balls afterward. Shin and Glorio exchange skeptical glances before Shin begrudgingly agrees, much to Goku's joy. To get a better sense of their location, Goku extends the power pole and spots a town.
We got level 98, Majin Buu. Try to get a W.
Can you hear me?
Flying
It's
Nimbus!
Trunks. I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies.
Where
Here's
am
how
I?
to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Thanks. Flying Nimbus!
Real quiet right now.
Welcome. Thank you. You found a power key. Go slot it. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick. Welcome.
Where am I?
Great! You know what to do with that key. That's a new power key. Place it now.
Oh man.
The odds of this guy coming right here is ridiculous, bro.
Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Hey, great! You found another power key.
Follow the keys
Use it
up.
quick.
You be careful too, okay? Stay calm.
Out of there. Why does it take you so long to get into a match? I have no idea, man. I have no idea. Servers, server lock, region lock, I have no idea. Maybe just there's not a lot of players playing the game.
Flying Nimbus!
An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
I even set the key.
Oh man. Stay calm. Stay calm.
Yeah, that's what I figured as well. Not a lot of people are playing, especially in the nighttime. Right now it's 10:42 p.m.
Ally
for me.
down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies.
Tomorrow's Saturday, so I can stream a little earlier and get some more matches in. Just transfer. This guy was camping these two bodies. Trash.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now. An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. Oh, come on! Give me a freaking break. Stay calm. Stay calm. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. I think the super transmitter. Use it to hold the enemy back. I'll send some supplies to help.
Just about to
Make
say,
good
where are the
use of them.
supplies, man?
I'll get another one out right away.
When you do that, you just
Keep it
end up getting
together
killed.
until then. This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them. Ally down. If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. I sent another super transmitter. Take it and survive it. Bastard! Oh,
I was saving that gym.
Honest me hoping for more.
Yeah, KO.
Not far ahead. Eager for a break, the group presses forward.
He was
Upon
capping
arrival,
those two guys'
Goku
bodies, so we were
immediately
down
runs
two-
to a
we were
fountain
down
and dunks
two
his face in it
teammates
for a
at the
drink,
start.
much to the dismay of a startled fish. Shin questions whether the water is safe to drink, but Glorio assumes it's fine. As they emerge from a tunnel, they're met with a tense scene. Townspeople have been rounded up by the military police known as gendarmerie for their annual tribute. One officer proclaims that with Supreme Demon King Deborah gone, King Goma now reigns. Under his rule, the demand for offering has been increased
Be right
to
back.
3 gold coins per person. Those who can't pay must sacrifice 3 years of their lifespan per missing coin, potentially losing up to 9 years. A desperate citizen protests the cruelty of the demand and attempts to flee, but the officer swiftly yanks him back with a magic cane. Fleeing, the officer declares, will cost another 10 years. Goku and the others watch as citizens are lined up to submit their offerings. One man, unable to pay, is pulled aside and fitted with a strange collar, which extracts eerie blue bubbles from his body into a container. Goku prepares to intervene, but Glorio warns that causing a scene could bring trouble. As another man begs for mercy, noting that extracting 9 years of his life could kill him, a small, masked figure makes a grand entrance, demanding the military to stop. The figure hurls a wasabi bomb at the officers, but it fizzles out uselessly. The stranger tries to run, only to be caught. Desperate, they pull out a taser, but are subdued again in an alleyway. This display is enough for Goku. He leaps into action, knocking the officers aside with a power pole, giving the masked figure a chance to escape. Goku continues creating distractions, flipping objects and using his speed to outmaneuver his pursuers. As officers fire at him with their magic canes, Goku deftly avoids the shots, taking out some of the officers before reflecting some blasts back with his staff. Before long, Goku single-handedly incapacitates the entire squad, noting he may have gone too far. Escaping the town with Glorio and Shin, Goku has now become a fugitive. Suddenly, the masked figure, perched on a rock above them, demands to know who they are. She removes her mask, revealing herself to be a young demon girl. The young girl eyes Goku skeptically, questioning how someone who looks like a kid could possibly be so strong. Goku, unfazed, simply responds that he trained. Before she can press further, she suddenly notices his round ears and grows curious about his race. Goku explains that he's a Saiyan, but as she continues to inquire, Glorio quickly cuts in, claiming Goku is from the second demon world. Despite her earlier blunder in the village, blaming her wasabi bomb's failure on damp gunpowder, Shin and Goku are still impressed by the girl's boldness and tenacity. Glorio is eager to move on, but she persists, demanding to know where they're headed. Goku, inadvertently spilling details, mentions their destination is the castle. The girl immediately recognizes Kadan Castle and seems intrigued by their journey, deciding to tag along since she knows the way. Glorio, however, is adamant she stay behind. Meanwhile, back in the village, the military force begins regaining consciousness, furious about being bested. One soldier questions the brat's identification collar, but another admits they didn't get a clear look in the chaos. The new directive? Hunt down a spiky-haired kid wielding a red staff. As the group continue, the girl, still following along, offers Goku a rice ball, noticing he's still hungry. Shin finally inquires her name, and she reveals it to be Pansy. Goku bluntly states that it's a weird name, to which Pansy retorts that his name is even weirder. Goku casually shares that his other name is Kakarot, prompting Pansy to conclude that both names are bizarre. She then shifts the conversation, asking what kind of magic Goku specializes in, since every Majin can use at least one spell. After thinking for a moment, Goku proudly demonstrates his ability to touch his nose with his tongue. Unimpressed, Pansy focuses intently and showcases her own skill, struggling mightily to lift a small rock
Hope
with
everyone's
magic.
having a good night.
Exhausted, she admits that her
Still waiting
true
on the next
talent
match.
lies in tinkering with machines. As a dragon soars overhead, Pansy grows even more curious about the group. When Shin introduces himself, she immediately recognizes him as a Glend. She nonchalantly mentions that Goma's second in command, Dagesu, is also a Glend, much like Shin. Shin shrugs it off as Pansy continues, recounting how the Glends left for the outside world long ago, though some still remain. She then questions why someone like him is in the third demon world in the first place. Shin vaguely replies that he's just traveling, but Pansy finds it suspicious. Few outsiders ever visit this place unless they have a purpose. Glorio abruptly ends the conversation, but Pansy persists, now wanting to know his name. Glorio, however, remains silent. Goku, still misremembering, chimes in with the wrong name again, but Glorio corrects him. Eventually, they reach a fork in the road, and Pansy persuades them to take a shortcut through a rocky terrain. Along the way, Shin brings up the military force's ruthless practice of siphoning life from those who can't pay. Pansy laments on how cruel it is to steal up to 9 years from someone's lifespan, and acknowledges that while Dabura was bad, he was still better than Goma. The average lifespan in the demon realm is only about 1,000 years after all. Goku wonders if that's really a short lifespan, then casually questions Pansy on how old she is. She's 82, making her older than him. After navigating cliffs, chasms, and desolate landscapes, the group finally arrives at Kadan Castle. Goku is unimpressed by its appearance, calling it underwhelming. Pansy, insulted, defends it as impressive, by third demon world standards at least. Shin inquires about the king, to which Glorio describes him as an uncivilized mafia boss. Pansy, however, protests, insisting he isn't that bad. He only steals from criminals and punishes the truly wicked. Glorio is ready to negotiate for an airplane, while Goku remains focused on rescuing Dende. Elsewhere, in the first demon world, a strange demon caretaker half-heartedly reads to baby Dende. Goma enters and orders her to try again, this time with emotion. After all, this little Namekian is vital to their plans, as he will one day create new Dragon Balls for them. With this, the caretaker hastily improves her performance. Back at Kadan's castle, Glorio and the group approaches the entrance. The guards, seemingly having forgotten Glorio's visit the day before, questions his return. The guards then eye his companions with suspicion, prompting Pansy to step forward. Instantly, their demeanor changes. It's the princess, much to the group's surprise. Welcoming her home, the guards let them through. As they walk inside, Shin points out that Pansy could have mentioned her royal status earlier. Goku remains unconvinced, remarking that she doesn't seem like a princess. As they make their way deeper into the castle, they pass through various demons engaged in different tasks: gardening, cooking, and training. Finally, Pansy knocks on a grand door, announcing that her father's guests have arrived. A massive demon brandishing a spiked club swings it down with explosive force, marking a dramatic entrance. King Kadan strides into the room, settles into his throne, and immediately questions Glorio, noting he was supposed to bring someone strong enough to defeat Majin Buu. Glorio gestures to his companions, confirming that these are the ones. The king, however, scoffs as they're just kids. Shin himself acknowledges that while he himself is not as strong as Goku, he's merely accompanying him. Pansy interjects, vouching for Goku's strength, recalling how he single-handedly took down the military force and even saved her. Grateful, the king thanks them. When Pansy questions if her father personally requested Goku's presence, it becomes clear that Glorio had actually approached the king, claiming he could bring an outsider capable of defeating Goma. Hearing this, Shin shoots Glorio another suspicious look. Pansy finally connects the dots. Goku's round ears means he's really from the outside world. She still struggles to wrap her head around how someone from beyond the demon realm can be so strong and fly so effortlessly. Goku once again credits his strength to his training. Shin formally addresses King Kadan, asking if he truly wants Goma eliminated. The king confirms, Goma is a menace, unfit to be Supreme Demon King. Once he's defeated, Kadan himself will assume the throne, ensuring peace for the demon realm. Then, unexpectedly, he adds that Pansy will marry Goku if all goes as planned. Pansy immediately protests, exclaiming that's not his decision to make. The king clarifies that he didn't mean now, but when she grows up. Goku nonchalantly states that he's already married and has kids, shocking both Pansy and Kadan, who can't believe he's an adult. Shin, however, explains that Goma transformed them into children. To return to normal, they must either rescue Dende, whom Goma kidnapped, or gather the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls. This revelation surprises the king. No one has ever collected all 3 Dragon Balls, and even Goma himself failed against the Tamagami, their guardians. Goku, unfazed, is eager to try. King Kadan ponders, if he truly defeated Majin Buu, maybe they have a shot. Before they can borrow a plane though, Kadan demands proof of Goku's strength. He presents his courtyard's warriors, offering them a raise if they can defeat the small challenger. Shin warns Goku that these are experienced fighters, and his smaller form is a disadvantage. Goku, however, shrugs it off, noting that this will be good training. As the battle begins, Goku swiftly outmaneuvers his opponents with leg sweeps, jumps, and precise strikes, rendering weapons useless. When multiple warriors attempt to restrain him, he smirks and briefly transforms into a Super Saiyan, effortlessly blasting them away. As the last fighter swings a sword at him, Goku vanishes, appearing behind him and flicking his forehead. The others are in turn incapacitated, and the forces surrender. Shock fills the courtyard, Glorio included. Impressed, King Kadan orders an airplane to be prepared for the group, apologizing that it's the best he can offer. One of his workers finalizes adjustments, noting that since it's a different plane, Sir Warp won't accept the old pin. To bypass the issue, they've tweaked its data. Shin also inquires about his allies arriving soon who lack a pin, and wonders if something can be done. Though he initially considers the matter troublesome, King Kadan assigns the task to a small, twirling demon named Hybis. Midway through ballet lessons, Hybis reluctantly agrees, informed by Shin that their allies are located on planet Earth in Universe 7. Using a device, Hybis locates Earth's floating temple and prepares for departure. Meanwhile, Pansy loads up her belongings as she's coming along too. She wants to see Goma's fall and is skilled with machinery, so her presence is needed. Goku checks with Glorio, who admits he's no mechanic, so Pansy is officially on board. Goku promises to protect Pansy, and the two have a friendly moment. Before departing, Shin pulls Goku aside, expressing doubt about Glorio. His story doesn't add up as he noted he was requested by the king, but Glorio instead approached the king. Goku, unconcerned, brushes it off as the group prepare for departure. Glorio estimates 4 days to reach the third Demon World's Dragon Ball, but just as Goku dreads the long wait, the plane's engine sputters as they're carrying too much luggage. With a loud pop, the plane plummets toward the ground. As the dust settles, Shin questions what exactly had they been carrying that was so heavy. Pansy states that it was all for emergencies: repair tools, camping gear, medical supplies, towels, and toilet paper, though maybe in hindsight they went a little overboard. As she helps assess the damage, Pansy recalls how Goku had called the other guy something like Kai back at the castle, and questions what that means. Shin and Goku explain that in their universe, there are tons of godlike beings known as Kai, and above them stands Shin himself. Pansy, impressed by the vastness of the universe, affirms that leaving the demon realm was the right decision and casually inquires whether Shin makes good money. Shin, however, confirms that he doesn't profit. Just then, Goku's stomach begins to rumble. Seeking attention, he mistakenly calls out to Glorio using the wrong name again. Annoyed, Glorio assumes Goku is doing this on purpose, though that doesn't seem to be the case. Regardless, Goku announces that he needs to poop. Pansy questions why he didn't just go back at the castle, but Goku insists it came on suddenly. Before heading off, he questions if Pansy has any toilet paper. In response, she smacks him in the face with a roll, and he wanders off to take care of business. Pansy once again questions if Goku is really as strong as they claim, prompting Shin's confirmation that he's the strongest in the universe. Suddenly, a military ship appears in the sky, quickly spotting the group below. As they land, Glorio warns Shin and Pansy to avoid any conflict. The military notices that 2 members of the group aren't wearing collars and immediately questions their origins. Glorio states that he's from the first demon world, while Shin claims to be from the second. Meanwhile, Pansy begrudgingly displays her collar for scanning. The military questions what 3 people from different worlds are doing together, and Shin explains that they're traveling and enlisted Pansy as their guide. The story is a little strange, but before pressing further, the soldiers question if the group have seen a spiky-haired kid with a red staff. Apparently, he's worth 10 gold coins. Glorio denies coming across this person, and with that, the military ship departs. Right on cue, Goku emerges from behind a large plant, having finished his business. Shin suggests that he try pinning his hair down to disguise himself, but Goku insists it's too stubborn for that. With the danger past, the group resumes their journey. Pansy picks up where she left off, asking about glins and whether they're truly born from trees. Shin confirms this, explaining that a glind is born only once every few centuries from the glind tree. Goku, pondering this revelation, wonders if that means glinds are like plants and whether that's why they don't eat solid food, surviving on liquids instead. Following this train of thought, Pansy assumes that Goma's second-in-command, Dagesu, must be Shin's brother. Shin affirms this. Both he and Dagesu were born from the same tree, though many years apart, as Shin was already 216 at the time. Goku, trying to piece it all together, questions if that means all glinds, including Kibito and Elder Kai, are brothers. However, Shin clarifies that this isn't the case since there are actually 5 glind trees. Pansy, still full of questions, wonders why Dagesu chose to remain in the demon realm instead of leaving like the others. Shin explains that Dagesu is highly ambitious and never got along with other glinds. As the conversation continues, Pansy shifts focus to a brilliant Glind scientist. Shin identifies her as Arinsu, his older sister, though he notes that Glinds don't technically have genders, they aren't really male or female. He describes Arinsu as a highly ambitious mad scientist who is drawn to the excitement of the demon realm rather than leaving it behind. Goku, observing the pattern, jokes that all of Shin's siblings seem to be a handful. Glorio narrows his eyes slightly, listening in, and the group continues their flight over the mountain range. Goku takes notice of how the demon world remains somewhat illuminated even at night. prompting Pansy to explain that the third demon world has 2 suns, responsible for the lingering light. Meanwhile, Pansy offers to take over piloting, but Glorio declines, suggesting they should take the opportunity to rest instead, as they should eat and sleep while they can. With no hotels in sight, he decides they'll take shelter in a cave for the night. However, Pansy quickly realizes that their camping gear was left behind at the crash site. Goku, unfazed, shrugs it off, saying they can skip a shower, as he does it all the time. Soon gathered around a fire inside the cave, the group settles for canned food, though Shin finds it rather unappetizing. Before long, Goku dozes off while the others continue their conversation. They discuss Glorio's origins. Despite claiming to be from the first demon world, he looks more like someone from the third. He, however, admits he was hired by someone there and lives in the first. When questioned who exactly hired him, he skillfully avoids giving a direct answer. Shin presses further, questioning why Glorio wants to defeat King Goma. The response is simple. King Goma is an evil tyrant who brings suffering to all Majin. Glorio, it seems, has a strong sense of justice, and the conversation comes to an end. As the rest of the group sleeps, Glorio discreetly steps out of the cave to take a phone call from none other than Arinsu. They note that everything appears to be going according to plan, and Glorio opts to contact her again soon. When he quietly returns to the cave, Shin subtly cracks open an eye, watching him pass by. Later, after Glorio has fallen asleep, the group is startled awake by a loud noise and a putrid smell. A massive creature stomps toward them from the depths of the cave, prompting Glorio and Shin to wake Goku and Pansy. The beast declares that he was planning to go hunting for food, but instead, his meal has come right to him. Glorio shines a light to view their enemy, but Goku, however, just sees a cow. Offended, the creature insists that he's no mere cow. He walks on 2 feet and no cow is this big. He exclaims that he, in fact, is a Minotaur. Goku, unfazed, remarks that it's a cool name. The Minotaur appreciates the compliment, but remains enraged and hungry, and Goku remains just as confused. Glorio steps forward, offering to deal with the creature and instructs him to step outside. However, Goku insists on handling it himself, noting that Glorio isn't strong enough. Glorio, irritated, accuses Goku of being overconfident and questions if he really thinks he's that much stronger than him. Goku casually responds that he is, and Glorio, determined to prove himself, challenges him to a fight. Goku advises against it, though Glorio persists, stating he doesn't know how strong Goku was as an adult, but he can probably put up a good fight against him as a kid. Goku opts to only fight with one arm, and as the two prepare for battle, the Minotaur watches from behind Shin and Pansy, realizing he's being completely ignored. Glorio charges in, launching a flurry of attacks, but Goku effortlessly blocks and evades each one. Goku even misses a punch of his own, but Shin notes that he's barely getting started. Gaining some distance, Goku acknowledges that Glorio is stronger than he expected. In response, Glorio raises a hand toward the sky, summoning lightning, his form of magic. He hurls it at Goku, who swiftly dodges, glancing down at the scorched crater it leaves behind.
Make Let the Carnival of Terror begin. Give me the Dragon Ball.
I don't have any.
If you do not have them, then I have no need for them. Give me the Dragon Ball.
Sorry, you got the wrong guy.
Very well then.
Someone help me.
Give me the Dragon Ball.
I don't have any.
Where are the Dragon Balls? Even if I had, why would I give it to her? What is this place?
Whole bunch of civilians over here.
Where are the Dragon Balls? Here. Very well. I'll make sure your death is quick.
Yep, go up a little higher.
Where are the Dragon Balls?
What are you
He's like, no one's
talking
saving
about?
that guy.
You have the esteemed privilege of being the ones to see my next fall. Rejoice! Give me the Dragon Balls.
What are those?
If you don't have them, then I have no need.
Trying to get this back. I'm not gonna count their bodies. Taking too long to set this damn key. Can't see shit. Guys left.
Don't disappoint.
Got away.
You're no match for me.
Shin, now invested, calls out for Goku to take this more seriously and show him just how strong Glorio is. With that,
Be right back.
Goku grips his power pole tightly and charges back in. Glorio, determined, gathers lightning in both hands and hurls it at him. However, Goku dodges and counters, sending Glorio crashing into a nearby mountain. As Glorio recovers, his residual lightning dislodges the power pole from Goku's grip. Undeterred, Glorio prepares an even stronger attack, focusing all his energy into a single hand. Goku, now inspired, comes up with an idea. A golden aura flares around him as he powers up immensely, transforming into a Super Saiyan. Everyone except Shin is stunned by the transformation, but Glorio launches his attack regardless. Goku, unwavering, waits until the last moment before raising his fingers, effortlessly dispersing the blast. In shock, Glorio's suspicions are confirmed when Goku suddenly appears behind him, pressing a palm to his back. With that, Goku declares himself the winner, and Glorio surrenders. Returning to his base form, Goku explains that the transformation is called Super Saiyan, and he's relieved to see he can still use it despite being in his child form. Glorio, intrigued, questions if Goku has any other abilities. Naturally, he does. As Pansy marvels at Goku's apparent magic, which he clarifies it isn't actually magic, the Minotaur, sensing danger, tries to sneak away. However, Goku cheerfully calls out, apologizing for the wait and offers to fight. Panicking, the Minotaur quickly spins a story about already having eaten his fill from a massive beast last night and decides to return to bed instead. Without paying him much attention, the group prepares to leave, but first, Goku needs to relieve himself again. Meanwhile, back on Earth, Vegeta trains with weights as Bulma makes the final adjustments to the other ship. Kibito will be guiding them to the Demon Realm, so they need to hurry and catch up with Shin and the others. Bulma and Popo watch as Vegeta, Piccolo, and Kibito take off, only for the plane to blare an alarm and immediately crash back down. Bulma examines the wreckage of the Demon Realm aircraft and quickly notes an error on one of the devices, intending to swap it out. However, part of the damage includes a crucial energy converter component, one made from a material that doesn't even exist on Earth. Vegeta questions whether Bulma can handle the repairs, but she admits that this is unlike anything she's ever encountered before. The group wonders if they can replace the damaged part with something Earth-made, but Bulma needs time to figure it all out. Frustrations build as tensions rise, but just as the group begins to argue, another aircraft arrives, diverting their attention. Out of the ship steps Hybis, sent by King Kadan to retrieve them. Meanwhile, back in the Demon Realm, Goku opens up a batch of what appear to be dark, scorched rice balls. Pansy identifies them as Manpuku dumplings, emergency rations where just one is equivalent to 2 full meals. Naturally, Goku devours 2 in quick succession and his stomach swells as he starts to feel full. Pansy, stunned that he's actually an adult, wonders how he ever managed to raise a child. Goku nonchalantly replies that he wasn't really involved, which doesn't surprise Pansy. Aboard Hybis' ship, Piccolo, Vegeta, and Bulma have already settled in. Bulma curiously questions why Kibito isn't accompanying them, and Piccolo explains that he stayed behind to guard the temple. Besides, Hybis is their designated guide. Bulma takes an interest in the device Hybis is using to navigate, but Hybis brushes it off, saying his only priority is getting them to their friends so he can finally make it to his beauty parlor appointment. Bulma eyes his single antenna and muses that even Majin care about grooming. Suddenly, King Kadan's voice crackles over the communicator, inquiring about their location. Hybis reports that he just left the temple, prompting Kadan to inform him that Goku and the others are headed toward the Tamagami. He requests they check in once they reach the 3rd demon world, and Hybis agrees. Meanwhile, from her seat by the plane window, Pansy suddenly spots something in the distance and urgently shouts for Glorio to stop. She's seen the military police. Glorio notices an approaching aircraft and attempts to change course, but another ship suddenly cuts them off, leaving them trapped. Shin advises compliance for now, as they can't afford to risk the plane being destroyed. As they're escorted through the sky, Glorio wonders how they were even tracked. Pansy suddenly realizes the answer. The military scanned her collar during their last encounter, thus tracking their location. Every resident in the 3rd demon world is required to wear one, but when Goku suggests simply removing them, Pansy explains that it's impossible. Glorio speculates that if the authorities knew for certain that Goku was aboard, they wouldn't hesitate to attack. As he brings the plane in for landing, Goku casually questions if he should just take them all out. However, that would immediately make everyone aboard fugitives and render Sir Warp unusable. Shin advises Goku to hide, despite Pansy warning that the soldiers will search everywhere. The hatch opens, revealing Glorio, Shin, and Pansy. Shin calmly inquires about the issue, only to be met with orders to disembark for inspection. The 3 are led away while Pansy grows increasingly anxious that Goku will be discovered. The soldiers thoroughly ransack the plane, yet find no trace of him. Just then, Pansy feels a light tap on her shoulder. It's Goku. She nearly reacts loudly, but the others manage to stifle her before she draws attention. Goku swiftly slips away, hiding in a bush behind them. As the military prepares to leave, Shin quietly explains to Pansy that Goku used teleportation to relocate himself by locking onto Shin's energy signature. Pansy marvels at the ability, likening it to magic. Despite finding no one on board, the soldiers call Pansy forward for questioning. They suspect her involvement in an incident where a child threw a bomb at them recently, referring to her initial encounter as the masked stranger. Shin objects, but the officer grabs her anyway, asserting that she'll break under interrogation. In response, Pansy tases him, leaving Shin and Glorio no choice but to fight back. The two easily dispatch the soldiers, but the enemy plane retaliates with gunfire, forcing Goku out of hiding. As the battle escalates, Glorio and Shin take strategic positions, though it results in their plane sustaining yet another round of damage. Glorio blasts one of their aircraft out of the sky, while Shin rams two others together. When one final ship tries to escape, Goku steps in, launching a long-distance ki blast to bring it down. In the aftermath, Pansy scrambles to find a radar gun, explaining that it will disable the downed soldiers' communicators, preventing them from calling reinforcements. Their plane is once again ruined, but Pansy spots an abandoned military aircraft nearby. They gather their belongings as, fortunately, everything had been tossed outside earlier and remained intact. As everyone prepares to leave, Pansy notes that although she disabled the communicators, the military already scanned her collar earlier, meaning they can still track her. In response, Shin wants to inspect it. With a mere touch, he recognizes the material. It's Kachinite, an ultra-dense metal that can only be found on planet Kaishin, once home to the Glens. Pansy insists that the collar is indestructible, but Shin suspects its origins trace back to Dr. Arinsu, dating back to when Deborah was king. Pansy explains that all Majin in the third demon world are forcibly fitted with these collars and executed if they resist. The collars are also bizarrely adaptive, growing along with their wearers. Shin offers to remove Pansy's collar, reminding her that he himself is a Glen. He places two fingers on it, raises his hand, and with a cheerful pan paka pan, the collar shatters. With that, Pansy is finally free. Shocked, she exclaims that no magic has ever worked on these collars before and insists that they must share this technique with everyone. Thanking Shin, Pansy inquires for his real name in the demon world. He reveals it's Nahare, a name Pansy immediately recognizes as distinctly Glen. Goku tries calling him by it, but quickly decides it doesn't feel right and just decides to stick with Shin. As they take off in the newly acquired military aircraft, Glorio remarks on its impressive speed. It's twice as fast and incredibly smooth. Meanwhile, Pansy still struggles to process Goku's outrageous plan to take on the Tamagami for the Dragon Balls. Glorio and Shin point out that they'll need a new pin code for the stolen plane. Even if they secure a Dragon Ball in the third demon world, they won't be able to use Sir Warp to move on to the second demon world. Pansy takes charge, contacting someone named Pearl via communicator. She questions if he can hack a new military pin and gives the number of their plane. The new pin is communicated to Pansy, solving the group's dilemma. Pearl also mentions that Hybis has arrived with the Earthlings in the third demon world. Pansy questions if they should wait on them, but Goku insists they press on, as everyone else can catch up later. Shin hesitates, but Goku is eager to confront the Tamagami. Elsewhere, Bulma, Vegeta, and Piccolo step out of the aircraft, taking in the eerie landscape of the third demon world. At the same time, Hybis receives fresh orders from King Kadan, continue flying with the Earthlings until they reunite with Pansy's group. Hybis grumbles, mentioning that he has a date to get to, but Kadan sees through the lie. Hybis doesn't even have a girlfriend. Instead, Kadan promises to treat him to a meal, promising Hybis to request a single large pizza with worms. Meanwhile, Glorio questions Goku on if he wants to head straight for the Tamagami, and Goku confirms. They land near a town and make their way toward a distant platform where a massive, silent figure stands wielding an enormous hammer. A Dragon Ball
Pretty okay, team.
Can you hear me? It's
Flying
Trunks.
Nimbus!
I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
My controller's broken.
You found a power key. Go slot it.
Someone disconnected. Not good.
Flying Nimbus!
Stay
That was like right there.
Stay calm. Thanks. Thanks.
Need a power key radar. Get a power key radar, not a dragon radar.
Holy hell. Flying Nimbus! Thanks. Oh man. Thanks. Flying Nimbus!
Blue Dragon Ball. I should probably go look for the Dragon Balls.
Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
Hopefully these guys set that key.
An ally needs your help. We don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. That's a new power key. Place it now. Hey, great! You found another power key. Use it quick.
I'm disconnected. Our level 2. Where's this key?
Great! You know what to do with that key. Holy hell. You're done!
put in some work though.
The train you drive.
How you doing, Super Saiyan?
Why would you
Watch out for enemies.
why would you go right where the key was?
I owe you one. Ah! An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
Why didn't he just destroy A? Count that body.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Yeah, you count the body. Ooh, someone hit him with the spirit ball. Easy.
Access the startup system from the central area. Just a little more to go, then you're done. Ally down! If you intend to rescue them, watch out for enemies. Holy hell.
Super Saiyan, it's not looking good, man.
I owe you one. Oh man. I'll send some supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Fortunately, you could call the Dragon Ball.
Flying Nimbus! Holy hell. Oh man.
Fuck! Got it. Really? Only 3 of us left.
Would you care to take part in a little warm-up?
Oh, I almost got him. Oh, he's getting cocky. We need one more ball.
Someone! You're a big help.
Flying Nimbus! An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in. The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? You've got all 7 Dragon Balls. Summon Shenron at the altar. The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer. The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's indicated by a blue light.
Come forth, Shenron!
Now, stay understood.
Here comes a pain!
I'm gonna try to wait if I can get this guy to get a dragon change. My teammate. We only have like a minute left.
Save me! My savior!
Ooh, we almost got him there. You got him. I don't know why he gave us the Dragon Ball. Like I said, why did he get cocky? That was for the team.
It can't be! This is impossible!
WN. Appreciate it.
is embedded in its chest, and Goku observes that it resembles the ones from planet Namek. Pansy identifies the figure as Tamagami number 3, warning that no one has ever fought it and won. Goku eyes the hammer, contemplating how to counter it, but Glorio reminds him that he has his staff. It's a one-on-one fight, and Pansy warns Goku to surrender if he's on the verge of death. Glorio questions if Goku is prepared to start, but the Saiyan decides on a pit stop. He's been distracted by the smell of something delicious and needs to eat and use the bathroom first. As Goku begins his meal, the group engages in a light conversation with the restaurant's waiter, who seems both impressed and amused that they managed to steal a military aircraft. Shin inquires whether any demons have recently challenged the Tamagami, and the waiter recalls that about 20 years ago, a man armed with a large gun attempted to do so, but the fight was over in an instant, and he was killed. Curious about the process, Goku questions how one goes about challenging a Tamagami. The waiter, slightly puzzled by the question, responds that it's quite simple. You just walk up and issue the challenge. As Goku steps away to use the bathroom, the waiter smirks, commenting on how carefree kids can be. Before heading into battle, Glorio checks in with Goku, asking if he wants to eat a revive bug just in case. Goku, however, declines, exclaiming he's ready to go. Pansy, however, remains skeptical. She recalls hearing spreading rumors that even Deborah himself failed to defeat a Tamagami, which only fuels Goku's excitement. With the preparations complete, Goku approaches the Tamagami. As soon as he addresses it, the creature lets out a thunderous roar, unleashing shockwaves so powerful they ripple through the entire town. Introducing itself as Tamagami number 3, the latter spins its massive hammer, radiating an intimidating presence. Goku confirms his intent. He's after the Dragon Ball embedded in its chest, and that means they'll have to fight. Without hesitation, Goku twirls his power pole in response, signaling that the battle is about to begin. The Tamagami wastes no time, lunging forward with its hammer. Goku swiftly dodges the crushing blows, leaping through the air and bounding off rocky surfaces before launching an attack with the power pole. However, the Tamagami easily swats him away and even manages to evade the extending staff at the last second. The hammer itself seems to be under the Tamagami's control, flying back to its grasp like a boomerang, but Goku catches on to this trick and jumps atop it mid-air. The two continue their back and forth, exchanging strikes and blocks. But even when Goku manages to land a few solid hits and momentarily knocks the Tamagami to his knees, the creature's remarkable speed allows it to recover effortlessly and keep up with him without missing a beat. As their battle rages on, the entire town begins to gather at the outskirts, drawn in by the spectacle. Pansy is awestruck by Goku's strength, while Shin observes that Goku has already fully adapted to the heavy atmosphere of the third demon world. At one point, Goku appears to be trapped between two cliffs, but with a skillful maneuver, he uses the power pole to flip himself back into the action. The Tamagami launches its hammer once more, and Goku struggles to hold it back with his staff as its force intensifies. More and more power surges behind the hammer, but with one final push, Goku redirects it to the side, and in that instant, he transforms into a Super Saiyan. The hammer hurtles back toward the Tamagami, but Goku flips over it to avoid getting hit and strikes it with the power pole, shattering the hammer's head from its hilt before it crashes to the ground. Now, it's time to get serious. The Tamagami acknowledges this by striking a bold stance before lunging forward with a punch. Goku effortlessly halts the attack with a single palm before countering with his own assault. Suddenly, the Tamagami surprises him by unleashing a continuous ki blast, an attack Goku wasn't expecting. In response, Goku fires his own energy blasts, using them as a smokescreen to rush in once more. Their exchange escalates, transitioning into an intense battle interwoven with powerful energy attacks. At one point, the Tamagami summons massive eruptions from the ground, forcing Goku to charge up a Kamehameha. The Tamagami, not to be outdone, forms an enormous energy sphere in its palms and launches it skyward at Goku. The two energy waves collide, but Goku's Kamehameha quickly overpowers the Tamagami's blast, driving it backward, smashing through the outskirts of town, and ultimately slamming it into the distant mountain. Goku presses his advantage, pouring even more power into the attack. Yet, the Tamagami somehow manages to deflect the blast at the last second, sending it exploding harmlessly in the sky. But before it can capitalize on this, Goku is already in motion, closing the distance in a flash and slamming an elbow into the Tamagami's chest. He's ready to keep going, but the Tamagami suddenly stops and submits. The fight is over. Goku is caught off guard, questioning why it would surrender when it's clearly still capable of continuing. The Tamagami acknowledges that it now fully understands the magnitude of Goku's power. Powering down, Goku assumes this means he's earned the Dragon Ball, but there's still one more challenge ahead. As more townspeople gather, the sky darkens, signaling the arrival of nighttime. The Tamagami returns to its pedestal and prepares for what it calls the final battle, though what that exactly entails remains a mystery. Without explanation, it conjures 5 cups, each adorned with a miniature Tamagami head, then pulls the Dragon Ball from its chest and places it beneath one of the cups. Goku must now win a game of skill and perception. Pansy finds this challenge to be incredibly unfair, considering the intense battle Goku just endured. But Shin, after some thought, acknowledges that this too is its own form of battle. Regardless, Goku is ready. The Tamagami begins shuffling the cups, starting off at a slow pace before gradually building up speed. Before long, the movements become so rapid that keeping track seems outright impossible. Still, Goku remains laser-focused, his gaze unblinking. When the Tamagami finally stops, Pansy is convinced that finding the Dragon Ball is hopeless. Even Shin admits that he lost track after a certain point. The Tamagami tells Goku to identify the correct cup. Almost without emotion, Goku calmly nods toward the side and declares that it's over there. The Tamagami presses him for a specific choice, but instead of pointing to one of the cups, Goku smirks and gestures behind him, where the Dragon Ball is now floating just above an oblivious town person's head. It turns out that toward the end of the shuffle, the Tamagami discreetly tossed the Dragon Ball away. Goku caught on to the deception, and with that, he's won the challenge. The Tamagami hands over the Dragon Ball, while a holographic decoy that's been sitting in a nearby tree vanishes, symbolizing Goku's success. Before parting ways, the Tamagami extends its arm, summoning both its hammer and hilt to fuse them together once more. Standing tall, it looks at Goku with newfound respect, declaring that it likes him as he's a fair and worthy fighter. It then wishes Goku luck in his battles against the remaining two Tamagami. Goku thanks his adversary, bows, and walks away with his first Demon Realm Dragon Ball in hand. The entire town erupts into cheers, celebrating Goku's victory as they accompany the group on their way out. Glorio, however, lingers for a moment as his communicator buzzes. Answering the call, he confirms to the voice on the other end that they've successfully obtained the third Demon World's Dragon Ball. The person on the other end, Dr. Arinsu, expresses mild surprise, admitting she hadn't expected things to go this smoothly. As the call ends, she turns away, saying it's time to set her primary plan into motion. As the group prepares to depart, the townspeople wave goodbye while Glorio, Goku, Pansy, and Shin board their aircraft. Even the Tamagami, mid-practice of the Kamehameha stance, takes a brief pause to wave as their plane disappears into the night sky. As they fly away, Pansy remains in disbelief over Goku's immense strength, especially the strange glowing energy he wields, which she compares to magic. Goku shrugs, admitting that in a way, it is. More importantly, he's starving. Without hesitation, he starts chomping down on more dumplings, leaving Pansy bewildered at the sheer mechanics of his body. Shin shifts the focus, asking where they're headed to next. Glorio explains that they're en route to Sir Warp, where they'll travel to the second Demon World. Their flight path, however, needs to be carefully planned. Although Pansy disabled the military police's communicators, the fact that a Tamagami was defeated will undoubtedly send shockwaves through the region, alerting the authorities. Meanwhile, Goma and Degetsu are deep in analysis, reviewing footage of the battle against Majin Buu on Earth. Their primary focus is on the moment Buu reformed from countless tiny fragments after Vegeta's sacrifice. Suddenly, Degetsu notices something peculiar in the background. Zooming in, they spot Dr. Arinsu discreetly collecting a fragment of Buu. Goma speculates that Deborah must have informed her about Buu's existence, but her true intentions remain unknown. Elsewhere, on a floating rock in the middle of the sky, Arinsu hovers on what appears to be her own version of a witch's broomstick, dispersing a strange gas into the air as she enters a secluded building. Inside, she greets a figure named Marba and inquires about progress. The elderly witch stirs a bubbling cauldron, using a floating spoon to sample the concoction. She notes that the Majin Buu fragment Arinsu provided has enhanced the mixture's flavor. Stepping outside, Arinsu impatiently reminds Marba that this had better work, as her last creation wasn't even strong enough to defeat her. Marba assures her they won't know until it's complete, but with Buu's essence now infused, it should be more stable. When Arinsu prods Marba about Buu's origins, Marba deflects, insisting that Bibidi was the one who created him. But Arinsu isn't fooled. She knows the truth. It was Marba who crafted Buu, while Bibidi merely took credit. The conversation turns tense as Marba admits that Buu was never truly a success. He was powerful but completely uncontrollable, resulting in chaos that drove Arinsu's kind to exile or death. Marba has focused on controllability this time though, and Arinsu is told to provide a bit of her saliva so that she can communicate with it without even having to speak. Green light starts shooting out, and Marba says that if this works, she expects a great reward. Arinsu tentatively agrees, but only if she becomes the Great Demon King. Marba cautions that Goma may not look like much, but he's actually quite powerful. Arinsu, however, doesn't seem concerned. She notes that if things go wrong, she'll just use the Dragon Balls. Marba is stunned, exclaiming that the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls are impossible to obtain. Arinsu then smirks, revealing that she already has one. Meanwhile, Hybis receives a transmission from an audibly intoxicated King Kadan, who enthusiastically delivers the news. Goku has already defeated the first Tamagami and secured its Dragon Ball. The entire castle is celebrating the achievement with a grand feast. Kadan informs Hybis that Goku's group is now headed towards Sur Warp, so rather than tracking them down, Hybis and his crew should simply rendezvous with them there. Given that Glorio and the others commandeered a military plane, the journey should only take a couple of days. In the meantime, Hybis and his group can spend the night in a hotel. Upon hearing this, Hybis seizes the opportunity to question if he can drink wine, specifically mud-colored wine. Kadan, in a generous mood, agrees and even insists that the feast will be on his tab. Piccolo and Vegeta, having remained silent until now, finally join the conversation. Vegeta, deep in thought, is just now realizing the full implications. This realm has Dragon Balls of its own. Hybis confirms this but seems uninterested in elaborating. Vegeta, intrigued, wants to press for more information, but Hybis deliberately ignores him, unimpressed by Vegeta's commanding tone. Realizing he won't get anywhere with arrogance, Vegeta swallows his pride and inquires more politely, prompting laughter from Bulma. With the first Dragon Ball secured, Glorio and the others resume their journey, but soon decide to take a break. Shin suggests camping somewhere safe, but Pansy insists on taking a proper bath and sleeping in a real bed. To disguise Goku, she plops a bear hat on his head, confidently stating that no one will recognize him now. While Glorio isn't entirely convinced, he ultimately concedes, albeit begrudgingly, and they proceed with the plan. Their destination is an impressive, towering structure perched atop a massive floating plateau. Before heading inside, Goku is advised to leave the power pole in the plane since it might attract too much attention, and Shin suggests stashing the Dragon Ball in a sack as an extra precaution. With Pansy handling the packing, they're all set to go. Upon entering the building, the group quickly draws a few suspicious glances as they make their way to the front desk. Glorio decides they should all stay together in a single large room and order room service to remain on high alert. Meanwhile, Goku keeps scratching his head, clearly uncomfortable, and eventually removes the hat. Unfortunately, Pansy and Shin are too preoccupied with their conversation to notice right away, and by the time they do, it's too late. Some of the demons lurking nearby have definitely taken notice. Off to the side, a pair of demons, a fat one with a mohawk and a scrawny, bird-like one, eye the sack and suspect it contains a Dragon Ball. Later, after finishing her bath, Pansy urges Goku to take one as well, as he's still sweaty from his earlier fight. Goku agrees, but points out that he didn't bring a change of clothes. Pansy offers to lend him some of hers, which immediately prompts Goku to clarify that he's not about to wear her underwear. Once he's done, Goku emerges from the bath feeling refreshed, now dressed in shorts and a cute bear-themed shirt. Meanwhile, Glorio and the others have a feast delivered, so they all sit down to dig in. As they eat, we see the Dragon Ball resting in its sack on a nearby stool. Suddenly, a commotion erupts downstairs. A wolf is wreaking havoc, hurling furniture and causing a scene. Shin immediately rushes out to investigate, with Goku and Pansy casually following behind. Even Glorio leaps up to get a look. As Goku watches, he wonders aloud if he should step in to put a stop to it. However, before he can act, the wolf catches sight of him and, rather than attacking, whistles for a signal. Right on cue, the bird-like demon rushes through the window, snatches the Dragon Ball, and makes a break for it. Glorio reacts too slowly to stop them, and even though Goku quickly flies out the window in pursuit, the thief has already vanished. Pansy, however, remains unfazed. She had the foresight to plant a tracker on the Dragon Ball beforehand. As she pulls out the tracking device, the signal reveals the Dragon Ball is now directly above them. Higher up on the floating plateau, the wolf suddenly shifts back into the round, mohawked demon. The bird demon hands over the Dragon Ball, and the two begin strategizing, only to be interrupted by Goku, who casually remarks from behind that their planning is pointless until they have all 3 Dragon Balls. The demons, assuming they misheard, continue their conversation, discussing how they could at least sell the one they just stole. But then it dawns on them, who actually said that? Goku, standing nonchalantly nearby, tells them to kindly return the Dragon Ball. The Mohawked demon quickly shapeshifts again, and both take off into the air. Unfazed, Goku stretches, cracking his knuckles and neck before launching into pursuit. The two demons attempt to play keep away, tossing the Dragon Ball back and forth between them. Their plan works for a moment, but Goku eventually lands a well-placed hit, snatching the Dragon Ball back. Enraged, the demons dive in to fight, but Glorio suddenly appears, raising a fingertip to the sky. Lightning gathers above him before he swings it down like a whip, grabbing the demons, spinning them around, and sending them hurtling into the distance. With the Dragon Ball safely back in their possession, Glorio offers Pansy a victorious fist bump. She then checks in with her father for an update on their situation. Tomorrow, they'll be meeting with Goku's friends near Sir Warp. Glorio, curious, questions if these friends are strong, to which Goku confidently confirms that they are. Shin, ever cautious, wonders if they should relocate for the night after all the commotion. Goku assures everyone that he's well rested from his time on the plane and volunteers to stay up and keep watch while the others sleep. At first, he remains alert, periodically scanning the room and even throwing a few practice punches in the air. However, exhaustion eventually takes hold. Despite his efforts to keep himself awake with face slaps and forced eye peeling, he ultimately dozes off. Fortunately, the night passes without incident, and for once, their plane is still intact. With everything in order, they prepare to depart. In their stolen plane, they should reach Sir Warp later that day. Meanwhile, Bulma and the others find themselves stranded. Their plane has been stolen. Hybis points out the irony. The plane they had was stolen only for someone else to steal it from them. It was likely the same demons Vegeta had taken down the night before. Thinking back to that night, after picking up some food, Vegeta had crossed paths with a demon, unintentionally provoking a fight. Naturally, he made quick work of him and his comrades and continued his evening, but it seems the demons weren't ready to let it go. Now, Hybis suggests they contact Pansy to arrange for a pickup, meaning they'll have to wait. In the meantime, he proposes a game, the zombie game. There's a nearby zombie-infested forest, and the challenge is simple. Whoever eliminates the most zombies wins. But if someone gets bitten and turns into a zombie, they're automatically disqualified. Bulma and Piccolo immediately pass on the idea, but before the conversation shifts, Bulma notices something strange. An eerie, spinning eye embedded in Hybis' belt. He casually explains that he found it in the mountains long ago and decided to wear it. It's quite the conversation piece. Elsewhere, at King Goma's castle, Degesu receives a call, listening intently before instructing the caller to continue gathering information. Goma, curious, inquires for an update, and Degesu hesitantly reveals that the Earthlings that they had turned into children have now entered the Demon Realm, and they're after the Dragon Balls. Goma initially laughs off the concern, but quickly changes his tune when Degesu mentions that they've already secured their first Dragon Ball yesterday.
Seems like no one's playing
Increasingly
tonight.
frustrated, Goma demands to know what Degesu has been doing this whole time. It seems they underestimated this group, who are now en route to the second demon world for their next Dragon Ball. Furious, Goma demands Degesu to do something about this, and exclaims that he should have just wished for the evil third eye from the beginning. Later, Glorio's plane finally lands, reuniting them with Hybis and the others. As introductions are made, Bulma formally introduces Vegeta and Piccolo to Pansy, who remarks that she's never seen a Namekian before. Meanwhile, Goku inquires about Kibito's whereabouts, and Piccolo explains that he stayed behind to guard the temple on Earth. Vegeta, eager to move things along, acknowledges Goku's successful retrieval of a Dragon Ball and is ready to press forward. However, their plane simply doesn't have enough room for everyone, especially with all their supplies on board. Pansy assures them that her father can provide another plane, but they'll need to wait a bit longer. In the meantime, Goku suggests that while they wait, they might as well take down Goma. Piccolo notes that Kibito's teleportation ability would have been useful, which earns a knowing look from Bulma. Goku and the others depart, much to Vegeta's frustration. At the same time, Piccolo observes that Goku is clearly obsessed with fighting the Tamagami. Before they can discuss further, Hybis once again proposes playing the zombie game, but before they can respond, a larger group of demons suddenly ambushes them. It's the gang from the previous night, now reinforced with extra backup. Hybis, unconcerned, decides to sit this one out and snack on the sidelines. Meanwhile, Vegeta calmly unleashes his aura, eager to let off some steam. As the battle commences, he effortlessly weaves between attacks, dispatching enemies with ease. Piccolo joins in, knocking out a club-wielding demon, while Vegeta deals the final blow to a horse-like demon with boxing gloves. As the dust settles, Hybis casually comments that the fight ended so quickly he only had time to eat 2 chips. Vegeta extracts information from one of the demons, confirming that their stolen plane is nearby and that they'll be airborne again soon. Elsewhere, Arinsu and Marba continue their experiment, preparing to create a new Majin. Marba recalls that she once had an ample supply of Cybermen seeds, enough to sell them to outsiders, but now she's down to her final 2. Arinsu, skeptical that their plan will succeed immediately, advises using only 1 for now. Marba questions whether Arinsu doubts her abilities, but Arinsu simply retaliates what Marba herself had previously stated. Majin Buu was just a fluke. Regardless, Arinsu is handed a single seed with clear instructions. It shouldn't be planted too deep, just about 5 centimeters below the surface. This will enhance Buu's essence, but at the cost of losing any control over it. Taking a steady breath, Arinsu carefully plants the seed, covers it with soil, and waters it. Suddenly, the cauldron erupts in a burst of green energy. Using a Cyberman as a base, combined with various monstrous elements and the essence of Buu, they bring forth their creation, Majin Ku. Without hesitation, Arinsu commands Ku to take down Tamagami number 1 and retrieve the Dragon Ball. Marba hesitates, but Arinsu is confident. If Ku isn't strong enough for this, what's the point? With that, the new Majin sets out on his mission. Majin Ku formally introduces himself to Tamagami number 1 and wastes no time in declaring his purpose. He's here for the Dragon Ball. As the battle begins, Ku strikes a series of exaggerated poses before launching into a rapid barrage of attacks. However, the Tamagami skillfully evades each strike, forcing Ku to shift into a defensive stance. Thinking fast, Ku gathers energy, forming a powerful ki blast above his head before guiding it downward toward the Tamagami, who effortlessly slices through it as if it were nothing. Meanwhile, Glorio and the others arrive at the next Sir Warp transfer station. With the newly issued pin and a quick magical adjustment to make Goku's ears look more pointed, they prepare for their journey. Small Sir Warp offers some initial resistance, questioning their identities, but Pansy's well-crafted story about being from a military family is convincing enough to grant them passage. As they prepare to leave, Shin contemplates whether they should take this chance to head directly to the first demon world instead. However, Goku and Glorio agree that securing the next Dragon Ball in the second demon world remains the more strategic move. Goku still worries about Dende's safety, but Shin reassures him that since Goma and his forces took Dende alive, they must have specific plans for him. With that settled, the group sets off once more. Meanwhile, Hybis and the second group of Earthlings have successfully reclaimed their stolen plane and are now back on course. Bulma, however, remains preoccupied with the miraculous smoothness of her skin, a transformation even Hybis takes notice of. As Bulma muses aloud that perhaps staying a child wouldn't be so bad, Hybis seizes the moment to suggest she could be his girlfriend. Vegeta immediately shuts this down, reminding Hybis that Bulma is his wife. Unbothered, Hybis shrugs it off and casually remarks on Vegeta's funny hair. The exchange further fuels Vegeta's frustration. He's had enough of being stuck as a child. Bulma teasingly suggests that he should just go ahead and request to be turned back on his own. However, Vegeta insists that they'll return to their original forms together. This prompts Hybis to ask an unexpected question. Does Vegeta prefer women with large breasts? Vegeta explodes in outrage, shouting at Hybis, while Piccolo silently concludes that Hybis' assessment was right on the mark. Back at the battlefield, Ku continues his relentless attacks against the Tamagami, but struggles to make a dent. Even his powerful whirlwind charge proves ineffective, as the Tamagami simply grabs him mid-air and tosses him aside. Undeterred, Ku executes a series of flashy maneuvers, closing the distance for another round of direct strikes. He caps off his assault with a powerful mouth blast from above, which the Tamagami takes head on. Watching from the sidelines, Arinsu grins. Perhaps things are finally turning in their favor. At last, Glorio and his group reach the second demon world. With the air being far less dense, they're able to fly at much greater speeds. Even better, they're already near their next target, the next Tamagami. Shin wonders aloud if Kraken still inhabit these waters, to which Glorio confirms that they do. If they descend too low, they'll risk being swallowed whole. Pansy has heard about these creatures before, massive beings with claws and tentacles, but before they can continue their discussion, an unexpected threat emerges. The military police have locked on to their location. A fleet of 5 planes rapidly closes in, unleashing a hailstorm of gunfire. Glorio attempts to evade and counterattack, but aerial combat isn't exactly his specialty. Their plane takes a direct hit, prompting Goku to leap out and engage the enemy head-on. Moving swiftly through the sky, he dismantles each of the attacking aircraft one by one before flying back to rejoin his companions. At their headquarters, Goma and Degesu watch the entire skirmish unfold on their monitors. Realizing that they've severely underestimated their adversaries, Goma issues an urgent command. He wants every available military police unit to regroup in the first demon world before things spiral further out of control. Just as the group regain their bearings, one of the Kraken makes its move. Emerging from the water, it appears poised to devour them whole, only to fake them out at the last moment, instead snaring their plane with its massive tentacles. Reacting quickly, Goku and the others abandon the plane, taking to the skies. However, at the very last second, Pansy suddenly turns back. As the Kraken's grip tightens, she finds herself trapped inside. Realizing she's in danger, Goku rushes back, snatching her from the crushing grasp just in time. For a brief moment, it seems as if the Kraken has swallowed them, but they soon burst forth from its mouth, free once again. Seemingly satisfied, the creature retreats beneath the water's surface. As everyone regroups, Shin suddenly notices something crucial. They've lost the Dragon Ball. But that's exactly why Pansy had gone back. She managed to recover it before their escape. Watching the feed, Goma is left fuming, believing he had finally secured a victory, only to be thwarted yet again. In light of everything that's happened, Shin suggests they hold off and wait for Vegeta and the others to arrive. Glorio agrees with the plan, while Goku laments that he probably should have left at least one of the enemy planes intact. Looking ahead, Shin notes that the planet where the Namekians once lived should still be floating nearby, making it a suitable rendezvous point. Meanwhile, the battle between Ku and the Tamagami continues, but things aren't looking good for Ku. The Tamagami remains completely unscathed by his attacks, much to even Arinsu's surprise. Ku attempts another strike, only to be effortlessly hurled into a nearby wall. The Tamagami remains eerily calm, reappearing beside Ku again and again, forcing him into a constant defensive retreat. Elsewhere, as Goku surveys the planet below, he notes its striking resemblance to planet Namek. Shin acknowledges that it must have taken immense effort for the Namekians to relocate and rebuild, especially given the abundance of trees. Goku reminisces about how Frieza had destroyed it all, but before he can dwell on it, his stomach growls. Glorio tells him to deal with it. It hasn't even been that long since breakfast. Goku, however, pulls out one of his revive bugs, wondering if they not only restore stamina, explaining that's not how they work. Nevertheless, Goku decides to test it out. The taste is awful, but to his surprise, he feels energized and even a little fuller. As they continue exploring, it becomes clear that no one lives here anymore. The water is still filthy, untouched since the Namekians abandoned the planet. Suddenly, Goku stiffens. He senses Vegeta and the others have arrived. Without hesitation, he flies off to meet them. Upon arrival, Bulma notes that this place doesn't feel like the Demon Realm at all. Piccolo, on the other hand, seems to feel an odd sense of familiarity, even though he himself never lived here, but his father. At the same time, Vegeta immediately picks up on Goku's presence. As they approach, Goku animatedly gestures from the main window, trying to communicate something, but no one can decipher what he's trying to say. Finally, Piccolo has them open the door, allowing Goku to issue a warning: Kraken are nearby. Vegeta scoffs at first, until one suddenly emerges from the water, its massive form looming over them. The group quickly ascend, picking up the creature's size, and Goku notes they aren't strong enough to defeat it right now. Piccolo questions if Goku came to warn them, though the latter denies it, stating his group needs a ride since they lost their plane to a Kraken earlier. Meanwhile, Ku, now exhausted, realizes the futility of continuing. He straightens himself, apologizes, and concedes the fight before retreating back to Arinsu to apologize again. With the battle over, the Demon World's military police arrive, drawn by the earlier commotion. However, already returned to its pedestal. Arinsu, utterly disappointed, declares that Ku is fired. Ku, however, protests, arguing that while he may not have won, he's still strong. Plus, he's a good singer, surprisingly fast, and if nothing else, he could always be sent on shopping errands. As Hybis's ship lands on the Namek homeland, the full group is finally reunited. Piccolo finds the place strangely welcoming, though he has no personal connection to it. Shin reflects on how the Namekians' abilities made them highly sought after by the Demon Kings, almost like slaves. As the discussion unfolds, Pansy brings up Nahare, confirming that Shin was also from the second demon world. This piques Bulma's curiosity. What exactly is Nahare? Goku casually explains that it's Shin's real name. Intrigued, Bulma presses further. Why had Shin, one of the beings that escaped the demon realm, left in the first place? Shin notes that it's a long story, and Goku doesn't want to hear it, but Bulma presses on. Long ago, the benevolent great demon king of that age sought to expand the reach of the demon realm. To achieve this, he commanded the powerful Super Majin Rimus to create the universe. Rimus, to this day, remains the highest authority. As the newly formed universes took shape, the Majin dispersed across them, settling into their own domains. In time, Rimus selected a chosen few among the Glend and tasked them with overseeing the universes as Supreme Kai. Curious, Bulma poses a question. Does this mean that every being in the universe is technically a descendant from the Majin? Shin, however, clarifies that this isn't necessarily the case. For instance, Earthlings and Saiyans only emerged after the universe had already been established. Following the initial creation, many of the Glend relocated to a planet near Rimus, where they continue to flourish. At that time, Sir Warp could still be used freely to travel between realms. However, this changed under Deborah's predecessor, Abora, who feared external threats and ultimately imposed restrictions on Sir Warp's usage. During this period, Shin was still residing in the demon realm. He explains that tensions rose among the Glend, leading most of the remaining ones to revolt against Abora and flee to the outside world. It was in the aftermath of this rebellion that he was appointed as Supreme Kai. At Goku's prompting, Shin elaborates further, explaining that the Glend originate from 5 ancient Glend trees. However, all of these trees have since perished, and with no means of sustaining their kind, they had little reason to remain in the demon realm, thus leading them to seek refuge beyond its borders. This revelation sparks a realization in Bulma. If the Glend trees are gone, then that means the Glend will eventually die out. Shin solemnly confirms this truth. Hybis, piecing things together, acknowledges that Shin is a Glend himself and remarks that he must be pretty smart, just like Degesu and Arinsu. Pansy nods, confirming that they're all siblings. Hybis, unimpressed, jokes that they probably used to fight over snacks. Sure, they may be Glend, but that doesn't mean that they're particularly kind-hearted. Bulma then questions Shin on if he has any desire to visit his home planet. He dismisses the idea though, explaining that there's nothing left for him there. Instead, he urges the group to move forward. Vegeta, growing impatient, is eager to reach the next Tamagami and claim its Dragon Ball. Without further delay, everyone boards Hybis's ship. Since it's Hybis's first time in the area, Bulma suggests that Glorio take the controls. Just as the group prepares to leave, a slow, deliberate presence emerges. As Pansy glances over, a figure approaches the plane. It's the Namekian, Neva. As he reaches the group, Goma and Degesu observe the interaction remotely from their monitors. Goku questions if this Namekian actually lives here. Neva's eyes, however, land on Glorio, who's holding a sack containing a Dragon Ball. With a sudden burst of excitement, he hums a little tune. Vegeta, unimpressed, assumes the old man is senile and suggests they move on, but Piccolo steps forward, cutting through the act. He questions if this is truly the legendary Namekian Neva. Neva eyes Piccolo carefully and notes he's a rare warrior-type Namekian,
Exciting.
reminding him of Katas. Piccolo confirms that Katas was his father and introduces himself. His name is rather unusual, but Neva
Provider
questions
and
what he's
get a
doing
match
here.
that
Piccolo remains firm, insisting that Neva already knows the answer. He saw all of this coming, yet chose to feign ignorance. He came to Earth alongside Goma, all for the sake of using their Dragon Balls. Pressing on, Piccolo questions why Neva turned them into children. Neva explains that it was Goma's doing. He feared they might invade the demon realm, and reducing them to children ensured they wouldn't pose a serious threat. Piccolo questions what Neva might have done had a different wish been made, but Neva simply shrugs. He would have just kept playing dumb. The conversation shifts to Dende, and Neva agrees that Goma would never actually harm, let alone kill him, as doing so would render Earth's Dragon Balls useless. Still, even Neva hadn't anticipated the group's strength or their determination in gathering the Demon Realm's Dragon Balls. Goku then lays out their plan to use these Dragon Balls to restore themselves to adulthood and then rescue Dende. They currently have one Dragon Ball and are en route to retrieve the second. As the pieces click into place, Pansy suddenly realizes this is the Namekian who created the Tamagami. With the ability to create such powerful beings, Pansy notes Neva could have taken down the Demon King himself. Neva, however, responds, Namekians must not use their power for conflict. This earns a few skeptical side eyes, particularly toward Piccolo. Glorio is eager to keep moving, warning that Goma must already be aware of their presence. Neva expresses a desire to accompany them, but Pansy objects, as the plane is already too crowded. Instead, Neva questions if anyone among them can speak the Namekian language, as the wish will have to be spoken in it. Bulma notes that this is just like the scenario with Porunga on planet Namek. Goku inquires if Piccolo can speak the language, but Piccolo admits that his years on Earth have dulled his fluency. Neva sees this as the perfect reason why he should come along, and Goku agrees. Meanwhile, after Ku's defeat at the hands of Tamagami number 1, he and Arinsu return to Marba's in search of a way to craft an even stronger fighter. Ku voices his concern that continuing to fight is too dangerous, though he takes pride in his own observational skills. Arinsu, however, doesn't think he has much to be proud of. She points out that their previous attempt at creating a Majin didn't contain enough of Buu's essence. This time, Marba pours in every last fragment, and a brilliant purple glow emanates from the cauldron. Now, only one Cyberman seed remains. Marba suggests burying it 10 centimeters deep, but Arinsu insists on going 20 centimeters since it's their last chance. Marba hesitates, thinking it's too risky, but Ku reassures them if things spiral out of control, he'll handle it. They need this creation to be powerful enough to defeat a Tamagami. Even if Arinsu does become the Demon King, she won't be able to hold her position for long without support. Back on the plane, Hybis complains that his rear is sore from sitting in the cargo area. Unfortunately, there aren't enough seats for everyone. Bulma seizes the opportunity to question Neva about his name and why he chooses to live in isolation. Pansy chimes in, wondering if he ever feels lonely. Even Shin gets involved, questioning why he didn't leave with the rest of his kind. Neva responds simply, he likes it here, and he must protect it until his people return. Bulma poses another pressing question, why did he create the Tamagami in the first place? Neva explains that, initially, the Dragon Balls of this realm were meant to serve as a reward. However, when word spread and people began using them recklessly, he altered the process to ensure they couldn't be obtained so easily. As the group continue their journey, Goku grows impatient, grumbling
What's up, Ive? How you doing? About time. Yeah, we're back.
Can you hear me?
Flying Nimbus!
Trunks! I've set a super time machine, as well as a crate of supplies. Here's how to launch. Find the power keys, then place them in the right spots.
Appreciate you dropping by. We can find the key quick.
You found a power key. Go slot it.
Guy's already almost level 3.
Time to get the hell out of here! Sure hope I'm safe now.
You're this way! You go
Give me
Kadan!
a freaking break.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Holy hell.
Great. You found another power key. Use it quick.
Found the key though.
That's a new power key. Place it now.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
An ally needs your help.
Oh, man.
You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing
That's
in.
it.
Stay calm. Stay calm.
Got it. Failed.
Graphic, you're...
And we have no Dragon Balls.
This is bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
I'm going to...
And we lost the chance here. Look at this game.
Oh no! The super transfer was stolen. I'll get another one out right away. Just keep it together until then.
Here goes something.
I sent another super transfer. Take it and survive this.
You serious? Here goes something.
An ally needs your help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before rushing in.
I owe you one.
We lost there.
Flying Nimbus! Bad. Somebody's down. Exercise extreme caution if you're going to help them.
Well, we destroyed the piece of the time machine to come back.
The startup system for the super time machine is ready. Head there now.
Level 4 is getting cooked.
supplies to help. Make good use of them.
Here comes a pain!
Ally down! Watch out for enemies. An ally needs our help. You don't know what danger awaits. Think before you...
Tickle him?
We weren't gonna win anyways.
The startup system is under attack. Stop it if you can, but retreat if you need to. Got it? The startup system's under attack. It's dangerous, so tread carefully if you want to get closer.
Yo, what's up, Mac?
Unfortunately, this is the last match.
Going to bed after this, but I'll be streaming again tomorrow.
Flying Nimbus!
You came late, man.
I found
This is Vegeta's armor. Level 4 got cooked. Yeah, man, we've been streaming for like 2 hours, 41 minutes. Just chilling there.
Holy hell.
I don't know what's going on. Don't bother him. Come to the time machine. Man, why you have to go troll?
How dare you!
The startup system's destroyed. The escape time machine's almost prepped. You need to head for the beacon that's
I don't know,
indicated
man.
by a
This
blue
game was a
light.
wash.
Flying Nimbus! Oh man.
This guy's already over here.
I've sent the escape time machine. Use it to get out of there.
Well, we got a few wins, mostly losses, but we got a few wins. If you stayed this long, I'd like to say thank you. Appreciate it. Have yourself a good night, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow. See you later, guys. See you later, Mac, Ive, Tiger,
Use it to get out
Goku
of
Black,
there.
Son
Escape
Gohan,
time machine's
Brandon,
back.
Space,
Whenever you have a beacon,
all you guys. Appreciate you guys coming by. I'll see you later.